When it's all done, oh, look at that. Just beautiful. Perfectly roasted. And you're gonna cut it right in half so you can see the inside. Look at that, a beautiful, tender, medium rare. I pretty much eat 2 meals a day. I try to do the first meal at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I try to do the second meal at around 8 o'clock in the evening. I try not to eat after 9 o'clock at night so that from 9 until 1, I have that 16-hour intermittent fast. I thought it would be fun to show what I have in a single day of meals. My first meal and my second meal. My first meal, I decided to go with petite sirloin and did about a pound and a half. And my second meal, I did a 3 pound chuck roast. You know what? Let's get to it. Okay, the first thing that I need to do is I need to mix my spices together. Basically, it's 2 tablespoons of salt. It's half a tablespoon of pepper. It's hang on, 3/4 of a tablespoon of garlic, 3/4 of a tablespoon of onion powder, and 3/4 of a tablespoon of paprika. Okay, we give them all a nice little shake. Make sure it's all good and mixed. This is actually going to go on both the steak and the chuck roast. All right, laying out the steak and adding on the bacon grease. This helps stick the spices to it. I'll actually be greasing both sides and adding spices to both sides. Now, adding bacon grease to the pan, get it good and hot. Look at that, smoking. Then we add the steaks. Look at it sizzle. Oh, that's so delicious. And of course, now we need to add the butter. Get that all melted in, and the steaks, after we flipped them for a minute and a half each side twice, it's ready to be plated. Oh, look at that. Look how delicious that is. And then we pour the butter and fat right onto it. Look at that delicious steak. Okay, we are now preheating our oven to 275. Getting the roast all prepped, the bacon fat, put it on. Basically, it's going to be covering both sides, and once again, a heavy dose of spices on all sides, including the ends. Get it covered in bacon grease and good and spicy. You want as many as possible, especially on the roast. Covering every inch of it. Oh, that's going to be delicious. Mouth is watering already. Okay, you got the bacon grease in the pan. Going to get that all heated up. Drop the roast in, and we're basically going to, just like spicing it on every side, we're going to cook it 3 minutes on both of the sides, top and bottom. And then I usually hold it for about a minute and a half on each of the ends. So it all gets good and seared. Then it's ready to put on the baking rack. By this time, the oven's ready to go. Adding on better than bouillon to both sides, spreading it on. Don't need more than a teaspoon per side. Adding water for the broth. That's going to make an au jus, and pouring the bacon grease that I seared the roast in. Now, we put it in the oven and we let it cook for the next 2 hours. When it's all done, oh, look at that. Just beautiful, perfectly roasted. And you're going to cut it right in half so you can see the inside. Look at that, a beautiful, tender, medium rare. Drain the juice. That's going to be my dipping sauce for my roast. And there it is. And that was my 2 meals for the day. And believe me, they were every bit as good as they looked. Hopefully it gave you an insight to the good eating we get to do on the carnivore/ketovore diet. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye.